Alrighty, welcome back to my channel, Made Between the Pages. My name is Taylor, and today we're going to be doing a book review for Crescent City by Sarah J Maas. It's time for me to add to the masses of videos that have been released with individual reviews for Sarah J Maas. I'm here for it. This book has been getting hype all over BookTube and pretty much all over the internet, which is not surprising because Sarah J Maas is a very well-loved author, especially on BookTube. But she's very polarizing as well. You either love her or you hate her, it seems. But for me personally, I'm kind of in the middle. I had read her Throne of Glass series up till Heir of Fire, maybe, I think is the last one that I read. No, Queen of Shadows, I think, is the last one I read. But I didn't complete the series. And then I also did read her A Court of Thorns and Roses series all the way through. A Court of Thorns and Roses was like a 2-star for me. I really didn't like that book. But then A Court of Mist and Fury, I would say, is a 4 to a 4.5. Love that book. I understand why it's a fan favorite. I mean, Rysand, come on. Rysand? We know I can't pronounce things on this channel. And then the third book, the, what is it, A Court of Wings and Ruin? Don't remember a thing from it. But I think I remember enjoying it when I read it. So I don't hate her writing and I don't dislike her writing. So going into Crescent City, or I guess it's technically a House of Earth and Blood, I kind of knew what to expect from Sarah J Maas's writing, but I didn't really think that I was going to really fall in love with it. But I was wrong. I gave this book 5 stars. I'm as shocked as you. Can I finish recording? Was it a perfect book? No. Was it longer than it needed to be? Yes. But the other elements of this book were so enjoyable to me that those aspects that were so really didn't take it down any stars at all. So if you don't know what this book is about, if you've been living under a rock, this is Sarah J Maas's adult debut, and it's an urban fantasy, which means that there are different species of creatures that live together, not in harmony, but they live together. So Bryce is our main character in this book, and she is a half-human, half-fae woman. And in the synopsis of this book, it's not a spoiler to say, her best friend, who is a wolf shapeshifter, gets murdered. And trying to find her murderer is kind of what sets this plot going. The murder mystery aspect of this book was not the best part. I thought that some of the motivations that were introduced for some of the characters and the whodunit reveal wasn't very shocking to me. That was not the best part of this book for me at all, but the world building or the setup that she did for this series in this book has me really intrigued. I love the different class systems and how different groups of species interact with other groups of species and how they all have their own domain. I really loved how she established those relationships, and the characters were just amazing. I love Bryce so much. She's kind of introduced as a party girl in the beginning. Obviously, there's more to her, but I like that Sarah J Maas showed a character partying and taking drugs and doing things that people do in real life and dealing with her leaving that phase, because I know in my life when I was younger, I had a phase where I was a bit wild. And would I change it for the world? No. Would I go back and live that lifestyle again? No. But I really appreciated finally seeing that in a character, and the character not being put down for it. Well, she is put down for it from other people, but she herself doesn't regret those decisions. And I really enjoyed seeing that in a character. Plus, she's just a badass. Also, you know we stan strong female friendships in this household. And the friendship between Bryce and her best friend Danica is complete goals. I am in love with the two of them. Their friendship is realistic. It is something I can imagine being in this real world, and I want a Danica in my life. So I think that aspect of this book is one of its shining accomplishments. It's just how real, how strong of a bond the two main female characters' friendship is. It's just, it's amazing. And then in this book, there's another character called Hunt, who is assigned to help Bryce solve this murder mystery. And so the two of them are together for a lot of the book, working on the murder mystery. And Sarah J Maas is also famous for her smut, and she did not actually put sex on the pages here, but the sexual tension and what smuttiness we did get was highly enjoyable. I think she nailed it with this book. Nailed it. Some other people have talked about how Sarah J Maas handles trauma in this book, and I would have to agree with those people that it's handled very, very well. And the way that the characters work through this and the timeline where they work through it, I think is very believable, very well done. Also, I know some people said that she put too many swear words in this book, like it was just overwhelming, but I have the mouth of a sailor, a dirty sailor, so I really enjoyed reading cursing in books. I also love Nevernight, so if that helps put that in perspective for you. But I loved all the curse words in here. And I feel like it was kind of Sarah J Maas able to do what she's been wanting to do maybe for a while. And I could definitely see the critiques of this book, and I understand why some people found the writing annoying. I mean, if I have to hear the word alpha hole one more time. But because the other elements of this were so enjoyable, I gotta give it 5 stars. I almost never cry when I read books, and I cried 3 times. And people who've read this book probably know which scenes I'm talking about. And if a book can do that to me, if it can make me cry, if it can get me really involved in the characters and in the world building and get me excited for the next one, I don't see how I can't give it 5 stars. So were some parts of this predictable? Yes, but predictable in my opinion in a good way. When I'm picking up a Sarah J Maas book, I expect to have an underdog turn into a powerful person. Now, of course, they don't just become powerful in Sarah J Maas books, they always become the most powerful of the powerful, and no one's ever seen their like before.
His neck level's over 9,000!
So I could see why people roll their eyes when characters always follow that arc, but when I pick up her books, that's what I'm in the mood for. I pick them up because that's what I want to read. So I really enjoyed that coming into your power aspect of this book, and the whole I did enjoy the fact that there was no mating aspect here. I was kind of annoyed hearing the word mate by the end of the Court of Thorns and Roses series, so I really appreciated that that was not an aspect in this book. It was more slow burn, more less insta-lovey, that kind of thing. So I really did enjoy that aspect of this book too. So dare I say, this is my favorite Sarah J Maas book up until now, and I will definitely be reading anything in this series. Plus, I mean, it's just gorgeous. I mean, oh look, we match. It's just gorgeous. I mean, how can you not want this on your shelf? Clearly, I liked it because I tabbed the crap out of this. Kind of ruins the red edges aspect, but it is what it is, you know? I thoroughly enjoyed reading this book, even though it was long, and I will be rereading it, I'm sure, at some point. But for now, I'm just really happy to have this on my shelf, and I'm really happy that I went for the special edition. I was afraid I would regret that. But I'm really glad that I didn't. My hand was tired. But you can leave a comment down below whether you've read this book, whether you have absolutely no interest in reading this book. Are you a Sarah J Maas stan? Can you not stand her writing? Because I'm still in between. I loved that book, but I understand the criticisms of her work. I'm open to both sides of that conversation. So go ahead and like this video, start a conversation down below, and you can subscribe. I'll have the subscription bubble circle over here, and if you want to watch more content from me, I'll have a video popping up over here. But I hope you guys enjoyed this review. It's my first one, so if you have any constructive criticism for how to structure it, just let me know. But for now, I'm gonna head out. Done.